Loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself, or from holding certain views which others find inadmissible. This is a quote by Carl Jung, a shadow work expert. Even when filled with a room of loved ones, inside we can still feel empty. But it is important to know that you are not alone. Even when you feel the most isolated from others, know that there is a spiritual force of loving beings always with you. I call these beings your spirit team. Never heard of a spirit team before? Wonder if you personally have one? Like, okay, could this actually apply to me? Curious to discover what type of beings make up a spirit team? Like, how can you even begin working with one? Well, I'm going to show you how you can start working with your very own spirit team today. So stay tuned as we explore what is your spirit team. What is a spirit team? Well, a spirit team starts with celestial beings. There's really no hierarchy with this. We're just going to address all of the beings that you'll find on your spirit team, starting with celestial ones. Celestial beings can be in the form of angelic messengers. So these messengers tend to appear in our lives as archangels. There are also general angels as well when you look at the full hierarchy of the angelic army that is identified under Jehovah or under Abrahamic law. These angelic messengers are usually the heads of legions of angels that they see over. Now, a lot of people like to refer to angels as angles of different light that is representing the archetypal form of an expressed energy from the Most High God. So you can look at angels, especially the archangels and generals, as a fraction, a small, very small fraction of what God's true essence, power, and form is. We also come with guardian angels. Now, guardian angels, you can easily locate. You have a guardian angel for your birthday, for your month, and probably even for the day, week, and up to the zodiac sign that you were born under. There are also numerological angelic forces that oversee the numerology of different expressed numbers. We call those angelic numbers. Ever heard of angel numbers 111, 1111, 444, 333, 222, 777? I can go on. There are different types of expressed angel numbers, and oftentimes it's our guardian angels who are trying to communicate something to us. Zodiological angels are angels that are connected to the different zodiac signs, the 12 different zodiac signs that we have. So Pisces has their own guardian angel. Leo has their own guardian angel. Aries, Taurus, Capricorn, and so forth. So outside of our guardian and zodiological angels that we also have another type of celestial force that we're connected to, who you may find appearing on your spirit team. And those beings are extraterrestrial. Oh yeah, you have a few extraterrestrial relatives up there, let me tell you. First off, you may have heard of Anunnaki or Planet X or Nibiru, etc. There's a lot of different names that afloat around for this planet, but many of us are in fact linked to the Anunnaki or the Anunnaki, and these are believed to be one of the more powerful races in the celestials in the universe that is connected to the creation of humanity itself. So there are perhaps some celestial ties that you have to the Anunnaki family line. Not everyone, but some do. There are other family lines. However, if you're not a part of Anunnaki, you may have heard of some of the following extraterrestrial races, such as the Pleiadians or the Sirians, Sirius A or Sirius B, the Greys, Draconians, or the Lyrians. There are also a few more of the unknown species as you go further out into the abyss of space. Some of these species have come to me in my channeling, not as a way to deliver messages, but just to let me know that they do have some earthborn or earthwalkers, I'm being told to call them right now. And they are the Skywalkers. And many of you may be familiar with Skywalkers when we are talking about Star Wars and Luke Skywalker and the Jedi Force. So that's the heavens. I think we need to go now to the underworld, because believe it or not, don't get scared. We do have members on our spirit team that's from the underworld as well. Let me tell you, you want to be fully equipped out here in these spiritual streets. You don't just want your team to be just super angelic forces. You also want forces that are going to be able to help you to fight off some of the really negative attacks that we can get from evil energy that's being spewed out on our earth. So let's see what the underworld has that can help us on our spirit team, because you're going to be surprised who you'll find here. But before we do that, I'm sure you're probably wondering who the hell I am. Well, I am Priestess Ishtah. I'm a spiritual teacher, I'm a spiritual healer, and a motivator. And really, I'm just dedicated to helping you spiritually develop, mentally and emotionally as well, mature. A little bit more about me can be learned if you are interested in visiting my website at www.loveNaturalee.com. Once there, you're going to see an array of services, but if you're not ready to book and you just want to hang out with some of my free content, don't forget to check me out on my website where I have blog content. Go to my Instagram where I post weekly readings, and on my Pinterest, I post spiritual tips. Okay. And make sure that you are subscribing to my YouTube, because here I give you monthly updates as well as other spiritual PSAs. All right, so that's something that you're not going to want to miss out on any platform. Each platform gets its own unique set of content, so make sure you are following me across the board, baby. And if you want to get to meet me and just want to talk, hang out, chitty chat, chat, bang, bang, I do for now offer free alignment calls. And these free alignment calls are about 10 minutes long, and we discuss any particular goal that you have. And I help you set a spiritual SMART goal. Bet you haven't heard that before. A spiritually aligned SMART goal that will help you to achieve that goal in that 10 to 15 minute call. Absolutely free. I'm the type of person where I really hate sales. So there's no sales pitches on this one. I promise. You can just meet with me. We'll talk for a little bit and we'll get you on your way with a plan of action in your hand. I know you like that, baby. So let's go back into the underworld. So if you hear a little bit of snoring in the background, guys, I got to keep it real. It's my French bulldog and I cannot separate him from me. If you know anything about Frenchies, they're so affectionate. So I hope that it's not too much of a disruptance, or the fact, I hope that you actually can't even hear it. Let's keep going. Into the underworld we go, starting with, bet you didn't see this one coming. Yes, my friends, the jinn. Believe it or not, jinn or genies are a part of our spiritual team. Yes, they are. Now, there are misconceptions about genies. Many believe that genies or jinn are these evil forces that are here to trick us. However, when we do a little bit of research, we can start to see past the purpose of these beautiful energies. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some that are tricksters, but that is not the full purpose and intent of these beautiful divine energies that have come to our aid on your spirit team. Inside Islamic tradition, the jinn are referenced in two different ways. The first is that they are known to be the opposite of alins, which is something that maintains a shape. This means it is impossible for a human to detect them with their sensory organs. However, this classification does not just apply to jinn. It also applies to angels and demons. According to the rule, all demons and angels are jinn, but not all jinn are angels or demons. The second way in which jinn are perceived is as an invisible entity that were created from smokeless fire. These creatures are known to have similar motivations and needs to that of humans. They also eat and drink and have the ability to give birth. They are also subject to a life cycle, although they were able to live much longer than humans. Although they were mostly similar to humans, they were known to be much faster and stronger. Additionally, the jinn were able to be believers or non-believers and were subject to being judged to go to heaven or hell. But one thing that is to be known about the jinn, and that is there is good and there is evil in all things. When you decide to begin working with the jinn on your spirit team, just know that there may be trickster energies that will try to confuse you to lead you to believe that they are the jinn for your spirit team. What is the purpose of a jinn really? The jinn that appears on your spirit team, the one that is true in light and benevolent in its essence, is one that is a part of you. With the word imagine in comparison, we are saying with the word imagine, I'm a jinn. And when we look at jinns and genies from that angle, we realize that genies are able to help us to co-create with our imagination. So be very careful what it is that you wish for, because a part of the reason for their existence is also to teach us to be careful creators. So you're probably wondering what else is in the underworld. Well, you guessed it, demons. Now, you're probably ready to run off, and I hope not, because demonic entities, yeah, there are a lot of evil ones out there, and yeah, you probably should stay away from those guys. But there is a set of demonic energies that you come equipped with as well. Before I break that down to you, what is your definition of a demon? Take a moment and consider that before we go forward. I'll give you a few seconds. Had enough time? All right. Well, I'm sure that whatever your definition is correct, because that is your belief. Whatever you believe a demonic force or energy or demon is, it is just that. But I'm here to shed some light. Not all demons are evil. And yes, you do have a demonic force on your team that is here to help you, like it or not. So we'll cover more of that in a different video, but yes, just know that you have one. Let's now look at a part of the underworld that's not so scary, and that is the ancestors. You're going to like this because we have a few set of ancestors, more than just your familial bloodline. Your first set of ancestors, believe it or not, comes from the earthly realm. These are your earth ancestors, and those are the Fae. Fairies are connected to the earth. They are the earth's protectors. They help keep the earth safe and clean. And many of them we once were or have a connection with in a past lifetime. Question for you. Do you actually believe in fairies? I remember growing up, I used to watch this movie called Fern Gully. Some of you may know that movie. It's a cartoon. It's an animated movie. One of the first ones. And Fern Gully, me and my cousin, we used to watch that movie over and over and over again. And I didn't realize I was watching fairies and the story of how destruction has come into their forest and taken over. For those of you who want something more realistic, there is a movie called Photographing Fairies, where a gentleman in England was able to capture an actual fairy on camera when filming his daughter. Outside of the fairy realm, there's, of course, your familial family. Now, this is your generational power. This is your first generation, second, third, fourth, and however far back you can go. Tracing back your particular bloodline on both your maternal and paternal, and then your grandmaternal, grandpaternal, grandmaternal, and grandpaternal sides of both your maternal and paternal side. I know that's a lot. But being able to trace back your bloodline is very important for you to see what heritage, what cultural bloodline you have a connection to from a cultural standpoint. Modern families, believe it or not, is one of the beautiful pieces of our spiritual and magical evolution. Modern families teach us to kind of paint outside of the traditions when we're approaching spirituality. Oftentimes, with modern families, you will find a blend, an integration of customs through the different traditions that these blended households will provide and present. It's a great way for us to start to have conversations on new ways to venerate our ancestors. And I'll be honest, when we mix bloodlines in that way, it can formulate a beautiful alchemy of great magical potential. And of course, there are the traditions. One of the ways that you can get in touch with your family bloodline is by finding out what traditions are important to your culture. Now, this can be on a grand scale for your culture, and this can also just be, what does your household do? Do you guys have dinner every Sunday? Is that something that's very important? Or do you pray as a group? What are the traditions that you guys have? And how can you incorporate that into your spiritual and magical practices that connects you to your particular heritage? We also have a bloodline, or we also have a lineage to the celestial realm as well. And a part of what you'll find on your spirit team is going to be found in the Akashic Records. Your Akashic Records is your access to infinite knowledge. That's right, you heard that correct. Infinite knowledge. With infinite knowledge comes infinite wonders. If you're wondering how you can access your Akashic Records, well, it does start with deep meditation. There are Akashic Record tarot readers or just Akashic Record psychic readers. I am not one. However, there are some that you'll find online that can certainly help you with tapping into your past lifetimes. Now, this is something that you can do on your own through your own personal meditations. And you'll be surprised what you find. You'll be able to access the depths of who you are, who you were, and who you are becoming over lifetimes and lifetimes of incarnations. So there is a lot of literature on Akashic Records, and there is also a lot of free online content. So I recommend you dive a little deep to see what type of lessons that are coming forth and what type of past life avatars have you brought forth in this lifetime that's aiding you on your spirit team. Your Akashic Records is just the tip of the iceberg. To truly know who you are and who you are becoming in this lifetime starts with knowing the power that your name holds. Did you know that your name holds a powerful secret? That secret is one that only you possess. If you want to learn more about the power of your name, go ahead and click the link in the description that I've left to this article that will give you everything that you need to start moving your mojo today, baby. Outside from the ancestral energy, you will also find that you have a few other members on your spirit team. First, you'll have Ascended Masters. These Ascended Masters are very good at hiding, and they will only come forth to you once they feel that you are truly ready to understand and work with their energy. Ascended Masters tend to help you out along on your life purpose and the purpose of your soul's dharmic work here to aid and help humanity. Oftentimes, Ascended Masters are those who have been able to do that themselves in either a single or multiple lifetimes. Along with the others you'll find outside of Ascended Masters is going to be past life incarnations. So yeah, you have a few avatars, just like Aang, the last airbender, in which they can activate at will and give you that insight. This is a lot like the Akashic Records we were just talking about, and it is through the Akashic Records where you are able to access these past life avatars. There are additional spirit team members so far out there, so deep into the unknown realms that we don't even know who they are. These unknown realms are for the ancient souls, those of us that may be linked to deities or other realms from the multiverse that we are not aware of. Now it's time for us to identify your spirit team. And here are a few tips that's going to help you to be able to do that successfully. First, I want you to take a moment and consider which realm appeals to you most. We've already covered a lot of different realms and different members that will appear on your spirit team. But which of those did you feel like called out to you the most? Which of those were you like, ooh, I think I'm going to research on that topic? That is the spirit team realm that you should begin your research on first. Another step is to fortify your ancestral connection. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be honestly biased. The ancestral realm and working with your ancestors is always going to be your first stop. If you do not know your maternal and paternal family, perhaps you may have been adopted, or you may have had circumstances that left you unable to learn that. That's okay. There's still the way for you to tap in spiritually and some trusted genetic testing that you can get done to see where your heritage and bloodline is connected to on an earthly level. But fortifying your ancestral connection should honestly be your first stopping point, because your ancestors will be your protection when you go out into those other realms where we talked about those trickster energies that can confuse you into thinking that they are on your team when they are not. Meditation is a powerful way to reveal to you the messages that you need from your spirit team. I strongly recommend that you meditate at least once a day for no more, or I should say, no less than 7 minutes. That's it. 7 minutes gives you 1 minute per chakra to attune and get the clarity that you need. Starting there is a good point for those of us who are meditationally challenged. And if you are meditationally challenged, I recommend that you go to my website. I'll have a link for an article that will help to guide you through ways in which you can break the barriers of meditational challenges. So when you are in your meditative state, I want you to focus on who did you notice appear to you in your meditations? Did you feel angelic energy? Did you feel the energy of a demonic force? Did you feel the energy of a jinn? Did you feel the energy of a celestial member? It can be any of the that I've just named or that we've covered in this video. Or don't forget, there is that unknown realm that you may also be connected to. So once you identify who is on your spirit team, you're going to want to know how to work with them. I mean, it's like picking up the phone and speaking to someone on the other line and not knowing what to say. It's like, hey, so have something ready. Now, do know that they are always working on your behalf, but when you want to open up that channel to them, how can you begin to work with them? What can they help you with? Well, I want to recommend some literature and text. The Encyclopedia of Spirits is a great book for you to learn about pretty much every type of spiritual energy there is, from genies to angels, fairies, demons, ghosts, even saints. There's also the Encyclopedia of Angels, which is dedicated to giving you information about the angelic army and as well as the angels in that angelic army. So there will be a lot of information on the archangels and your guardian angels in there. There's also the Encyclopedia of Ancient Deities. This is a great one for those of you who are more advanced in your study. You work more in the occult end of your spiritual work, because what it does is it reveals some of the older ancient names of some of the deities that many of us work with today. And then we do have to give acknowledgement to the Encyclopedia of Demonology for those who are interested in learning how to push past your fears of demon work. I do want to just give a little bit of a warning when it comes to the demonology book, and that is if you have a fear in going into it, then you're not yet ready for it, okay? What the energy that you carry into something is the energy that will be carried throughout. So it's first time for you to maybe study one of these other topics, fortify your strength there, so that way when you approach the world of the demonology, you're not so afraid, because you'll know who's on your army, and then you'll you'll feel better about your learning. These literature and text is going to be your foundation to creating your rituals if you're not going to work straight off of intuitive guidance. So again, you don't have to use these books. You don't even have to buy them. I have no affiliation with them as of now. However, you should and can use them as a point of reference when you are creating your own personal rituals. They can help you to identify certain attributes and particular days of the week, colors, numbers, just different things that'll help you to identify what that spiritual entity and energy likes in order for you to strengthen your channeled connection with it. I do want to say that if these members are already on your spirit team, you don't have to do too much. You don't have to go big and crazy with the rituals. We're actually past that phase as a collective consciousness in the age of Aquarian. We're more mental magicians. However, rituals can help the mind to believe that the work we are doing is becoming effective, aka it aids in the manifestation of our desired intent. So again, using those books can help you to fortify a ritual that can aid in your spiritual and magical works. But before you start rituals and do all those things, I recommend deciding what it is that you actually need assistance with. If you're starting a ritual just to open up and strengthen your channeled connection with your spirit team, great, perfect. But if you're going and asking for something specific like money, love, health, a family, then I recommend that you get very clear on why it is that you want those things. Because remember, our spirit team is always guiding us towards our highest achievements of goodwill and good works. So before asking, be sure that you know what it is that your needs truly are. And not just that, be sure that you are willing to begin contributing by doing the work on your end of the co-creative process. You got to give a little to get a lot when it comes to this spiritual manifestation game. All right? Okay. If you are ready to let me help you to discover the members of your spirit team, and guess what? My consultation calls are exactly what you need. They are unmatched and they give you personal consult to aid in unlocking your spirit team, your spiritual nature, and your magical abilities. So head over to my website at www.lovenaturally.com/book me and select the consultation. However, we're not done, y'all. So don't just run off yet. We have some shadow work homework that we are assigning. That's right. You know me. I'm a teacher at heart. So we are always going to give you some homework to leave on. So it's time right now, y'all, for your shadow work homework assignment, and that is going to supplement today's episode. I want to thank you, honestly, so much for watching this far. It is truly a blessing to be able to be of service to you all. I really mean that. Okay, so let's get to work. When was the last time you said thank you to your spirit team? Now that you know their realms, it's time that we send them a letter. This will be a thank you letter to express your gratitude. Here's an example. Dear Spirit Team, I always knew there was an invisible force protecting me, guiding me, loving me, and blessing me. I just didn't know who or what it was. I'm starting to understand your role in my life and appreciate so much the love, patience, wisdom, and blessings you steer me towards. Thank you for keeping me off of the path of harm and away from danger. Thank you for showing me the way to achieve my goals and how to experience more joy in life. Mostly, thank you for reminding me when I am in the wrong and showering me with divine love. With all my love, Priestess Ishtah. That's all, folks, and I must say I had a pleasure hosting you today. And until next time, make sure that you tune in next week, baby. I will see you in the next episode. Love you. Love Naturally is out.